Hi.
Welcome to the Matching Mom Jeans podcast. We're happy you're here.
You
I'm
have
Shelby.
a great introduction voice. I'm Nicole. You're very professional. Continue on.
Well, thank you. I did do a radio ad once.
Oh,
I was in high school, but I did a radio ad once.
I forgot that you did that. That was exciting.
This is basically me getting to relive my live stream from when I was 15 years old.
Nice. I like it.
So let's hope it doesn't flop. Woo!
Yay! I told Mom that we were doing a podcast and she goes, I want to do a podcast. And I was like, well, I could help you do that. Would you be interested in me helping you do that? What would you like to do it about? And she goes, I don't know. And I was like, well, I think it's a good idea to have a topic picked out. And then I will help you with your podcast.
I mean, there are markets for that, though. There are tons. There are tons of podcasts out there about absolutely nothing.
I think
this is not one of those and also one of those at the same time.
Exactly. I think she should just do grandma recordings, and then her number one fan, who is my son, and her second number one fan, who is your daughter, will just carry us through any form of audience needs. Because
the other day I found an entire podcast playlist on Spotify that is just a mother reading children's books to her son, and you can hear the child's excitement in the background. So it's not even professionally produced or anything, and it has thousands and thousands of listens, and we're at least 100 of them because she happens to read all of the Little Blue Truck books in a row in the order they were written. So you can basically go through all the holidays together.
Wow. And you're going to have to send me that because
it's how we go to the grocery store now.
There you go. I love that your toddler will let you put headphones on her. Mine is morally offended by headphones, and thus a lot of times I'm just like, well, we're going to listen to Encanto because that doesn't drive me as crazy as some of the other things.
I don't think she knows they're headphones. They're one of those headbands that has the headphones built in. So I think she thinks she's wearing a bow on her head and that everybody else can hear what she's listening to.
Oh.
And we reinforce that delusion by dancing when she starts to dance.
I need to figure out if there is a fuzzy hat headphone. Because then
there definitely is. There's one that would fit you. You could wear a beanie around your house with headphones in it.
Right. That's right. Rory has one of those. She's 19 and lives her best life with her headphones as she walked across campus. And I asked her if I could say her in the podcast, and she said yes.
Well, that's good.
Go team.
All right, so let's do the breakdown of who the people are in your life.
Okay, there's me and my husband. Obviously me.
I am in my own life. Thank you.
I am in my life, and I have a belly button.
I like to think that I'm important to myself.
I am the cruise line activities director of my family. My husband is the captain of the ship, which means that he's on the bridge of the cruise liner and you never see him, and he does nothing but make weird announcements throughout the day.
What a perfect analogy.
Yeah, and then Rory is at college, which means she's one of our ports that we visit occasionally, and she comes home, so it's you step off in the Bahamas and you're like, wow, I wish I lived in the Bahamas, and then you're like, wait, never mind.
And because she's Gen Z, every conversation with her really is a trip.
It is. It is. And
in the
some
best
of them,
possible way.
I was about to say, and some of them are a trip because they're so normal. And then other times she says something as a story and I'm like, wow, I thought that was going to go somewhere else. So that's exciting. And then we have a 5.5-year-old who is my stepson. So I like to picture him on the cruise. He's like the waiter who just comes by and gives you anything you want or things that you don't want. And you just accept them. And that's his entire personality. And then I have a year-old, almost 2-year-old. He can say 2 and hold his fingers up.
20 months.
We
He's 20
calculated it's
months.
20 months last night. Um, and he is every single passenger on the cruise at once.
Every single passenger
Every
at once.
single one of
And he
them.
eats enough snacks for every single passenger on the cruise ship
Only
as
if
well.
the snacks are cheese adjacent. Only if the snacks are cheese adjacent. Actually, all three of my children would live solely on cheese if I let them, to the extent where I have long considered saying that we are going dairy free for a week to see if I could just destroy their lives. But I don't think I would survive the week. So, anyways,
Yeah,
what's your
I don't
house
know that I
like?
could. Well, I don't have a cute travel analogy. My husband and I are both engineers. I am currently on extended leave, staying
Sabbatical.
home with our absolutely precious 13-month-old daughter.
Psh,
And
you can't
why did you
compliment
make that noise?
You can't compliment them.
I can't compliment her.
You're sucking up to her.
Oh,
She's gonna
well,
listen to
she
this
might
one
listen to
day,
this one day.
and you're sucking up to her, and I'm not sucking up to my son, which means that he's gonna hate me.
Hey, probably not. Statistically, I think mothers have better relationships when they're teenagers with their mothers than uh, daughters do, but we'll just have to see how that goes.
Yeah, yours is
Um,
already a teenager.
oh, she is. She does have some strong personality traits, and
Strong.
um, yeah, she does. But I'm an environmental engineer. I am currently on leave, cosplaying as a stay-at-home mom. I think the outfits are better than most of the cosplays that I've done throughout my cosplaying career.
Yeah, you really got it down.
The food, the food could be better, but I take that personally because that's my responsibility.
Yeah, I think about that all the time. I'm like, man, I don't want to eat this for dinner. I am the one that cooked it, but I don't want to.
I I just am in this like mode right now where I'm like trying to snack and eat lunches with her because we're trying to build a positive, healthy relationship with food. And sometimes I just look at it and I'm like, I mean, there's some chips in the pantry. What if we just ate that instead?
Yeah.
So we're working on it. We're eating our fruits and our vegetables.
And you have a dog. I forgot about the animals. You have a dog, and I have 4 chickens and 2 cats.
Accurate. Wow. So
You're the
overall, how many
more
living
concise.
beings are in your family as opposed to my family of 4,
Well,
counting the dog?
we have 6 outside beings because yes, our cats live outside. No, I don't want to hear from animal rights activists. They opted to go outside.
They used to live in the
Leave.
house and then they
They did.
just didn't want to anymore because there were so many children.
Yes, they fled the children voluntarily. And it was so funny. Our neighbor was like, please bring them inside when we had those really cold days before Christmas. And we did. We brought both cats inside and tried to warm them up. And if my sons, either of them, tried to approach them, they would immediately run back outside. So, like, we had to corral the children away from the cats so that we could warm them up. And I was like, my neighbor just kept being like, I'll bring them inside if you don't want to. And I'm like, no, I want to. They abandoned me. I want them to live inside. They abandoned
Right?
me. But
It's
there's
like,
6 of
excuse
them
me.
and 5 of us. So there's 11. But in March, we're getting 2 beehives. And those are like hundreds and hundreds. So we're exponentially growing
Our
our family.
can you please make it like a formal announcement like our family is growing by instead of like 2 tiny feet be 3,786 legs.
I did ask why I did ask if there's a way to know how many bees are in the hive. I knew the answer was going to be no, but I just thought I would ask. And my husband looked at me like I'd grown another head and was like, you do understand that no one counts bees in a beehive. And I was like, I don't feel like that's a fair assessment because
I
somewhere a
feel like you
scientist has.
could definitely count, even if it was just by weight. You could get a rough average on how many bees you have in your hive. If you
Yeah,
like weigh it at the same time every season so that you're not also accounting for the weight of honey, you know?
I built the frames. He built the hives and I built the frames that catch the honey that they build the honey in. I was building those this weekend, which is really ironic because he likes to say that the chickens are my outside thing and the bees are his, but he built the chicken coop and I built the frames in the hives. So we're
That's just
very
good
supportive
teamwork.
of each other's outside things.
That's a lot of bees, though. I guess I didn't realize how many you were going to have.
Yeah, we're having 2 hives. We learned that in the state of Tennessee, where I live, you live in Arkansas, I live in Tennessee. In the state of Tennessee where I live, if you have 15 hives, then the government will give you money to support your hives. And I was like,
That's a
let's
lot of
do
hives,
it.
though. No.
It's so much.
It's a lot of work to harvest honey. We have
I
some
know.
good
I'm so
friends
excited.
here locally that have hives, and I think they have 4 or 5 hives. Um, and it is just a lot of work, like entire weekends of like honey harvesting.
Yeah, we're thinking that what we will do, so like the first year, you don't really harvest honey. I need to read the Beekeeping for Dummies book again because it's been a couple years. Because we've had this idea since like we got together, so it's a
Did you
good
say
5 years.
beekeeping for dummies?
Hey, I also have gardening for dummies, and I had an excellent bangin' garden this year. The For Dummies books are textbooks.
I
I
need
love them.
feeding a toddler for dummies. Is that one?
I,
Does that one exist?
I'm pretty sure that one's on Instagram.
Yeah, there's a couple good accounts out there
All
for
hail
sure.
Instagram for teaching me how to feed my children.
Well, there we go. There we go.
So, do you want to do your spiel for why we named it Matching Mom Jeans?
Oh my goodness. Yes. So, I guess we didn't say yet, but you and I are identical twins.
Yes, we are. I
We
was there.
are.
I'm actually the copy. For anyone who wants to know this, this is a relevant
I feel
piece of
like
information.
whenever
I
people like
am the copy.
whenever people approach twins, they do that people awkwardly ask. People have
Yep.
always asked me which one of us came first.
You're twin A and I'm twin B.
So strange. Like that's
But
not something I would think to ask.
you're really lucky because a lot of twins don't know the explanation, but we do know. I have had genetic testing and I had Mayo Clinic tell me that you are the copy. And then they made
Well,
me do a psych eval to see how I felt about being the copy.
I this is not the same way, but I am listening right now to Prince Harry's book
Oh,
Spare,
Spare. I want to
and
listen to that, but
he
it'll make
is
me sad.
talking in the first couple chapters about how it's like his entire life people actually referred to him as Spare.
Yeah, my
And
mother-in-law called our oldest the heir, and then my stepson, and then calls mine the spare. And I was like, you're going to have to stop that. I was like, that drives me bonkers. That's
yeah,
not
but
okay.
the way he describes it, it's not coming from a place of like emotion or neglect or anything like that. Like his
Logistics.
position in the royal house was like secured because he was the spare. And
That's valid.
about how he's like, it's not that bad to be third in the line for the throne. Like all these it's just
I guess
wild the
that's
way that he
true
talks
because
about
there
it. It's
would be
very
so
British.
much
It's very, very
pressure.
British.
Yeah, he reads it, right?
Yes. That's why
I
I'm
can't
listening
wait
to
to
the
listen to his
audiobook.
voice.
Did I
I was
say
going
that
to
with
get
too
it on
much
Kindle.
enthusiasm?
I was going to get it on Kindle, but we're definitely going to have to get the audiobook now.
I was washing dishes the other day after a particularly difficult day, and I was like, I don't know, I think I'm just gonna listen to my audiobook for a little bit. And Jake's like, you've had such a tough day that you need to listen to Prince Harry tell you about his life. And I was like, you
Yeah.
know what? There's just something comforting about a British accent.
Yeah, we used to make fun of my husband because when he speaks Spanish, he drops his voice like 2 octaves. And we've been trying to ask him questions about like why he does that. Because when I speak Spanish, I go up an octave, and he goes down. But there are some days where I'm like, can you just say something in Spanish in a nice, calming tone, please? So I feel like
Nice,
a
calming,
nice,
relaxed tone.
that's like the ooh, this is a controversial topic. The Harry Potter audiobooks, um, those have that beautiful British man's voice as well. And I
Not me trying to
love
figure out why that's a controversial topic. We'll have to save
because
that for another day. We'll save that for another day.
I will
I don't
explain
know
it
why
to
that would
you.
be controversial. Yeah,
I'll explain it to you.
someone text me that information and also maybe a link to the article because I'd love to read that. So
It's not
we
the
are
actual
identical
book.
twins. That's where we
Yes,
were
we
going with
are.
this. We are
This was
also
that was the road.
not exactly linear thinkers,
Nope.
in case you were wondering. If you made it this far, you are not wondering that. But we are identical twins, and both mothers in the last couple years. You've been a mother for longer than I have been, but I just recently joined the club, and we have the same genetic code, and we were raised in the same household. However, even as identical twins, our theoretical, metaphorical mom genes might match, but the way we do motherhood doesn't necessarily. And I think that's
Yes.
pretty cool. I think it gives us a
It's
unique
not
perspective.
it's not the jeans, it's how you wear them. And in my case, I don't wear jeans ever.
Ever.
I actually am trying to prepare for, the standard mom consignment sale, uh, packing up all of my stuff. And I can't bring myself to get rid of my 2 maternity jeans because I'm like, these are the only jeans I wear. They're the most comfortable.
Most comfortable. I hated maternity jeans. So there you
Really?
go.
Why?
Classic, iconic example of you and I not agreeing on something.
Why did you hate maternity jeans? This is very sad for me to
They
hear.
would so I don't have hips. Like I don't have hip
Oh, yeah. They
bones.
are made for the wide
And it just
birthing
felt
hip.
like I was toothpaste being squeezed out of the tube because there was
Oh,
nothing to actually hold them on me.
see, yeah,
Even with the belly.
I
And
got
my
those
belly
wide
was up
side
really
hips.
high, not really low. It was a whole thing. And I was
Yeah, so
ginormous when I was
I went to
pregnant.
go get a manicure or a pedicure while I was pregnant, and a woman who is, I want to say that she's Thai. I'm not sure. I've asked her before, and I think she said Thai, but she goes, "You're having a boy," and I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Boys are lower." And I was like, "Oh, I've heard that, but like you were correct immediately." But then I saw your belly a couple months later and I was like, "Whoa, there is an actual difference." Like I don't understand what the logic of that is, but your belly was like up under your
Yeah.
like rib cage. I would have died.
Littlefoot, my daughter, um, you could literally see her toes between my ribs at one point.
Nope.
It's a wild and crazy thing.
No, thank you.
But anyway,
Yeah.
this is the Matching Mom Jeans podcast.
You have such an official voice. I like it.
Thanks. I like your voice
Matching
too.
mom. If I say it, I'm like, this is the Matching Mom Jeans podcast. Welcome to Nicole and Shelby talk a bunch of crap.
It's not bad either. It's a viable option.
It's really good. We can totally do it. However, for our introductory, we are going to have to go because it's nap time at my house and it's the end of nap time at
And
your house.
yep. Nap time is wrapping up.
So I
But
will see you on
we
mark of
will
probably 20 minutes.
add right. We will figure out how to end episodes to our to-do list
Yeah.
and work on
I'm going
that.
to go with, okay, bye.
Okay, bye.